Morning again. Today I want to show you how to create an assignment online. It will be a quick lesson because I don't want to waste your data. So I'm assuming that you're logged in. If you have logged in, you go to the menu on top here to open up the menu. Under my courses, you choose a course where you want to create a lesson from. In this case, I'm going to use this course here. Right, so by clicking on that course, it opens up. Notice that the name of the course or the short name of the course appears there. I want to create an assignment, so on the right side of the course name, I'm going to turn editing on. When you turn editing on, then ladies and gentlemen, you can now create you can choose to create an assignment from here. Right, so I'm just gonna choose add an activity in maybe topic 1 because I was teaching some things in topic 1, so I'm going to add an assignment for topic 1. Clicking on topic 1, I can now choose the assignment from here, or I can create a test, whatever it is I want to do from there. Let's just stick to assignment for now to reduce the amount of data we're going to spend. Okay, so click on assignment, click on add. My internet is a bit slow. Alright, so assignment name, I have to type in the assignment name. Okay, so this assignment is going to be called the show teachers the way to assignments. Okay, that is the assignment name, and I'm going to make a description here. Show teachers assignment name, blah 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 blah. So I have created the description of an assignment. Here you can either add an assignment that is already on your computer, or you can type the assignment right under the description of the assignment here. Alright, so if you choose to type it online, type the assignment here. If you choose to use a Microsoft Word document that you have on the computer, you can click here and click on upload assignment, upload a file, and then choose a file for your assignment from here. By clicking on choose, I can go now into my resources, and get an assignment from there, lesson 1 activity or lesson 2 activity. I click and load it there, and if I want to save it as something else, I can save it as something else, teachers blah 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 assignment. Okay, I'm just gonna say this is an assignment, so I'm gonna put an assignment there, author, my name there, choose license or reserve, blah blah blah, click on upload. The assignment is going to be uploaded there. So instead of kids seeing this, you can just say please download the attached assignment. Alright, after doing that, the assignment has been uploaded. Now I need to set the availability of the assignment. The availability of assignment determines when the assignment is going to show on the screens of the kids when they log into the platform, and when that will be done, or when that will end. So submission, allow submission from the first date when this assignment is supposed to show that or the first date when the assignment is supposed to be able to open up for submission. In this case, I want this assignment today, so I choose today. The assignment starts at 12, like the time of my computer right now, and due date for the assignment, when the assignment is due for submission. It's the same date, so I'm gonna have it at 12. So the assignment is open for submission at 12. It might be due at maybe 1 or somewhere there, maybe 2. It's due by 2, that means between 12 and 2 the assignment can be uploaded. And then cutoff date, if you enable this, you are able to stop students from submitting their assignments on that date. Alright, and then this one says remind me to grade by, so I want to mark this assignment by tomorrow. So today is the 20th, so I made a mistake here. I needed it to be 20. Alright, so I'm going to start marking tomorrow, so the computer should send me an email or remind me that I'm supposed to mark the assignment tomorrow, 21st of April, and whatever time it is you want it to remind you. So it will send me an email at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I can start marking by that time. Always show description, which is fine. And then we have submission type. Children can submit by uploading a file, a picture that they did in their book, and then they took a picture and upload it, or they can type directly online. So I'm going to leave these two options so that children can submit by uploading a picture. Those ones who are comfortable, who have laptops at home, they can also just type it straight out and then I mark it online. And then word limit, I'm not going to limit the words unless I want to say it's an essay of 200 words. Then I can just say 200 here by enabling word limit and saying 200 here. But this time I'm not going to enable it. Maximum number of uploads, whatever number of uploads I want. So I'm just going to limit that to 5 uploads or 7, because the last assignment kids uploaded 13 files. What because we're taking photos of their books. Okay, and then upload maximum limit, I can leave it at 40 megabytes, which is good enough for submission. Accept file types. When you leave it blank, any type of file is going to be acceptable. If you want only Microsoft Word document, then you can choose from this list what type of documents you want. Like here, if I come and tick here, it means only .doc, docs, EPUB, PDF, whatever documents are going to be used. This time around, I will leave it blank so they can submit any type of file. Alright, and then feedback. That is when you want to provide feedback for the kids. Feedback comments, offline grading, worksheets. If you want to grade offline and then upload the gradings later on, then you can download the grading by using the offline grading worksheets. And then comment inline. If you want to make comments on the assignment by marking the comments right inside their assignment, you can do that. And then you have submission settings. In submission settings, you can say require students to click the submit button. If you leave this on no, immediately the child submits the assignment, it will be marked as submitted. But if the child has not marked it as submitted, that means the assignment will remain pending submission. Maybe the student wants to work on it again and then submit later on. And then you can choose this to yes, so the students can show that they have submitted, or they are not yet submitted, it's just a draft. But if I leave it on no, immediately they upload, they have submitted. Okay. Require that students accept the submission statement. That is, if you have put a submission statement somewhere, like rules and regulations that are supposed to be read before a submission is done. Attempts reopened. Reopen. Now here you can choose manually if you want children to be able to repeat. Maybe take for instance, they can resubmit the work 3 times. After you have marked, they see they haven't gotten good marks, so you send you tell them to submit again up to 3 times. They'll be able to do that. You can check it to say, okay, 10 times, whatever, as long as you have time to mark, which I don't have. All right. Group submission settings. If we have set groups for the students to be able to submit, take for instance, if you gave them an assignment or a project, a survey that they are supposed to submit as a group, then you can enable this item. I'll leave it on no. Notification allows you to be able to get notification, notify grader about submission. That means the teacher gets a notification that a submission has been done. All right. Notify grader about late submission. That means when a child submits late, the grader gets notified that the child has submitted, but it is a late submission, so you can deduct 2 marks from those kind of children. And then default setting for notify student is yes. Right, when a submission is done, by default a student will be sent a message also that your submission was successful, submission number this and that and that. All right, so grade, those are marks now. Maximum amount of grades that you can use for an assignment. If your assignment was about 40 marks, then you enter 40 marks here as the maximum a student can get in that assignment. All right, it's not a percentage, it's just a mark. All right. Grading method, simple direct grading. You can choose whether you want to use a rubric or a marking guide. That marking guide must be uploaded if you chose marking guide. If you chose a rubric, that rubric must be uploaded so the computer can compare your rubric and your marking guide to be able to mark a student directly without you being involved in the marking. Simple grading, make sure that when a child has submitted assignment, on the grading there will be a box that allows me to be able to enter manually the marks that a student obtained. All right, grade category uncategorized. You can choose whatever it is that, or there is only a category uncategorized here because we have not created any grade categories. Okay, grade to pass, for a child to be considered as having passed my assignment, they'll get 20. They have to pass up to 20 marks because my assignment is out of 40. That means 50% pass. Otherwise, I'll have to reduce to 30% if I have to, but 50 is good for me so that I can get good marks for students. They should get used to 50% all the time. All right. Blind marking. If you don't know, you click on this item. Blind marking hides the identity of a student. That is a situation where maybe you are being accused of being biased by some students. Some people are your favorites and some people are not your favorites. So what do you do to improve yourself in that area? You choose blind marking. So blind marking, the assignment will be presented to you, but the name of the child will not be present for that assignment. So you can just mark fairly without thinking of why should this child get this mark, why should that child not get that mark. All right, that's blind marking. Hide grader identity from students. This will hide who graded the assignment. If you have teachers teaching English, then the student will not say, no, I get marks when this one, I get more marks when this other teacher marks my work. This one, whenever he marks my work, I don't get marks. This will be not the case. The grader will not be seen by the student. And then use marking workflows, right? If enabled, marks will go through a series of workflow stages before being released to students. This allows for multiple rounds of marking and allows marks to be released to all students at the same time. That's a case where the HOD has to verify the marks and remark or do this and that, and then afterwards the marks are released to students to improve fairness. Right? Quickly. Common module settings. common modules, I usually leave this blank because we don't have groups, and then I haven't created groups anyway. Restriction. This is a good idea for students who don't like submitting work. So you can add a restriction by saying an activity is completed, or activity completion requires students to complete or not complete another activity. That means you gave them an activity before and you want them to finish that activity before they can find this activity. So what do? You say students must have completed the last activity. So I choose the last activity as the learning. So the student must have attended that lesson for them to be able to see this assignment. Okay, so the last lesson must be what? Marked. You don't have to mark it. Must not be marked complete. Must be complete with pass. Must be complete with fail grade. So it depends on the assignment you have given. If it is for the failures, then you do this one. If it's for the only those ones who passed and you want the other ones to pass also before they can attempt this assignment, then the activity must be complete with a pass. Right? Otherwise, if the child just attended, then the activity must be marked complete or must not be marked complete. So I choose that one. That means the student submitted, even if you have not yet marked, but the student submitted the activity or attended the lesson. So then that is going to happen like that. All right, that's a restriction we have put on our assignment. And then the last one, activity completion. Activity completion, so expected completion date, that date if enabled. Completion tracking, students can manually mark the activity as completed or show activity as completed when conditions are met. What kind of conditions? You can choose. Students must view this activity to complete it. So for the fact that the student has viewed the activity, it means the activity is completed according to you. Or require grade. Student must receive a grade to complete this activity. That means you have to mark the activity before the student can say they have what? Completed that activity. Or student must submit it to this activity to complete it. Student must submit to this activity to complete it. So submission of that activity to say I have completed, the student must mark it completed. Okay, so that is it on the setting of an assignment and uploading an assignment. Then you can just click on save and display. All right, so that is how you are able to create an assignment for the students online. There is our assignment created with a file that the students are supposed to click on to this is an assignment file we uploaded. And then as a teacher, you will see that your students are so many, how many of them have submitted, and if they have submitted, you can now click on view all submissions to now start grading. So when you view all submissions, now you can have a notification there, or you can choose to say I want simple grading for or quick grading for all these kids by saying notify students. Yes, save all gradings. That is if they are students here and you have graded them, so you can just click on save gradings. That is how you're able to do this nonsense called the assignment online. Have a good day. You're blessed.